Yesterday is gone, so you only have the day. You wanna throw in the towel, you wanna low on your face. Seem like it's too much, you wanna walk away. But you gotta keep going, you gotta fight another day. Gotta keep on going,
Can't stop here.
you gotta keep on going.
Try until
You gotta keep on going, you gotta keep going. Yeah.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Keep Going, the podcast. I'm excited. I'm ready to go today for real, man, because I feel like I got something to really say, man. Something that you need to hear, something that's going to motivate you, man. Welcome back, baby. Yeah, I hope you like the setup. I hope you like the new setup if you're looking for the visuals. If you're looking at the visuals right now, man, I'm trying to do something different with my setup. You got to continue to grow. You feel me? You got to continue to try new things, do new things. Just spice it up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? You can't be scared to put a little spice in it. You know what I'm saying? Put a little spice in your rice. You feel me? Look, let me start, man. But now, welcome back to Keep Going, the podcast where we focus on present self for future growth. Baby, I'm hyped today because I'm talking about something that's near and dear to my heart. That's something I really need to hear at times. That I need to hear right now. And I feel like I can get that to you. Today, we talk about the power of consistency. Come on, man. The power of consistency. The reason this is so important, man, because once you understand the power of consistency, everything else that you think is tough starts to become a little bit easier. Because you start to realize that it's about you being consistent. You feel me? It's not about all those other things, those glamorous things that we like to look at when we're looking at somebody, the lifestyle that they might be showing us. But it's about the real thing that really get to the results. And the reason that I love it so much, the power of consistency, because it's no longer about exactly what you're trying to do, but it's about what you're doing every day to get closer to what you're trying to do. The power of consistency, baby. Let's talk about it for real, man, because the reason I think this is important because I have to remind myself at times the importance it is of consistency. You feel me? Like the importance of consistency, because sometimes you get into a place in your life where you like, man, like ain't nothing working out. Like I keep trying each and every day and it just ain't working. It just ain't hitting. Like what am I supposed to do? But at the end of the day, you have to understand that you got started for a reason, right? So I like to compare it to working out because I think your body is one of the most number one things you can do to start working on the goal, right? Everybody. Now, some people are disabled and they can't do it as much as others, but most people have an opportunity when it comes to any goal to start with their health. You feel me? So when you think about your body, right? Now you might want to get to a certain body sculpture. You might want to get to a certain weight, body fat, whatever that might be. You really have to lock in on consistency because when you're doing something with your body, it's about what you do every single day to hit your goal. It's a bunch of small days put together that allows you to hit your goal if you're consistent. The power of consistency. Now, it's a few things I want to go over to help us with being consistent. You feel me? Some things that we need to be reminded of. First thing I want to tell you about consistency is to enjoy the journey. I think so many times we get to a place in our lives where we start to hate the journey. But honestly, before you make it to any goal, you must first enjoy the journey. Don't miss that. The journey is too important to overlook. You must enjoy the journey. So many times we having such a painful time, like Lambo, like I'm not hitting this goal, like this not working out, Lambo, like I want this to happen. But the problem is you don't even have no passion, no love, no drive for the journey. Because in the journey, there's so many gems within itself. In the journey, you can learn so many different things. I think about LeBron, right? Like scoring leader. Like we talk about a record that it took about 40 years to break. And we don't know how long, if it's ever broken again. It's to meet this goal, you really have to, and I'm talking about LeBron James for those who may not know who I'm talking about, but like LeBron James broke the scoring record that took 40 years. And to break this record, he had to be very consistent, right? Like, this is not one of the records that you can just break fast. No. But he had to be very consistent over a long course of time, 20 years in the game, to break a record. It's consistency. You know what I'm saying? It's consistency. It's doing things over the long haul, but you must enjoy the journey. Like, I'm pretty sure if you talk to LeBron, like, he had a lot of love within the journey to get to where he was going. There's a lot of big goals that happened within that time that allowed him to, before he even got to the journey of breaking the record. You got to enjoy the journey. It's the journey needs to be fun. The journey needs to teach you things, but it's the journey that's going to allow you to remember what you came from, what you've been through. I was just talking about it the other day. Me personally, I don't like playing the lotto. And I know it's people out there that play the lotto religiously. I don't like playing the lotto. One of the reasons I don't like playing the lotto is because I understand chances, how chances work. But many other people would rather put their money into that so they have a chance or opportunity at winning it. Now, another reason that I don't like playing the lotto, because I always get this fear, what if I do win? I know you're probably thinking like, no, like, that's the goal. But like, no, seriously, like, what if I do win? Like, I truly believe there's steps in life. Like, there's things you do to work up to certain things in life to be ready for those opportunities, to be ready for those moments. There's some things that you're doing in your life right now that 10 years ago you wasn't ready for. But now you prepared and you ready for the moment. But I just truly believe if I'm giving too much money right now that I did not work for, that there's going to be some things that I'm not ready for. There's going to be some stupid things I do with my money. There's going to be some things that my money might take me away from because I'm not mature enough yet. But when you build something over a course of time, when you build something up, it hit different. It hit different. I was talking to my boy the other day and I said, think about it. If you won the lotto, like, how much money you giving out to your family and this and that. They talk about going to cousins, friends, auntie, uncle, all these people, right? Because you was giving something. So I said, but what if you made that money over time? He said, well, that's different. I wouldn't just go giving it out like that because this is something I work for. You know what I'm saying? It's something I work for. It's something I put the time in for. So now it hit different. Not saying I'm not going to help people out. I'm not going to give money out. But it just hit a little bit different because I work for this. Because I put the time and energy in for this. I remember the journey that I've been through. I remember the things that I've been through. I put work in for this, so it's going to hit just a little bit different. You feel me? So remember that. Enjoy the journey. You always got to enjoy the journey. Number 2, learn the lessons. Learn the lessons from the journey. The journey is going to have lessons in it. There's going to be many different things you need to pay attention to. That's why I love the saying, a smart man learns from his mistakes. A smart man learns from his mistakes. A wise man learns from the mistakes of others. From the mistakes of others. I'm trying to get to the point in the journey. This is why people have coaches. This is why people have mentors. I'm trying to get to the point in the journey. There's lessons I no longer need to learn because somebody already went through those lessons and learned them. So now I can skip a few steps and now I can go about my journey a little bit different because of the lessons that I learned. But if you're not there, learn the lessons within your journey because those is going to be the same lessons that allow you to grow. Those are going to be the same lessons that move you to the next level. But you got to be willing to learn them. You feel me? Like, you got to be willing to learn them. So learn the lessons. Learn the lessons. Number 3, evaluate your growth. Man, we should be growing every single day. Now, over a daily basis, it's going to be hard to evaluate your growth, right? But you ever been doing something? This is why I love consistency. This is why the power of consistency is so important. Have you ever been doing something and when you start doing something consistently, over a long period of time, at first you may not notice, because you're in the midst of it. You're going through it. But when you take a step back and look over a period of time, you can look back over your life and say, wow, look where I came from. Look what I've been through. But it took you being consistent and staying to something in order to get to that level. You got to be willing to be consistent. Evaluate your growth. See where you're growing. See where you're not growing. Maybe you have to change things up a little bit. See where you're growing. Because if you can see where you're growing, then you can see where you're going. Come on, man. I don't want nobody to miss that. If you can see where you're growing, then you can see where you're going. Because people don't become successful in life by mistake. And when I talk about success, I say it all the time, I'm not just talking money when I talk about success, because there's some unsuccessful rich people out there. Broken every other aspect of life. But you have to remember that you have to continue to grow in all aspects of life. Whether it's money, whether it's with your family, whether it's with your health and wellness, you have to continue to be moving, continue to be growing, evaluate your growth, seeing in the process of this journey where you are headed. It's like a business. It's like a business. A business make predictions based off where they're headed, based off of what they're doing. Are they growing in their company? They make predictions based off of that to see where they're headed. Are you making predictions based off of things in your life to see where you're headed? Are you going backwards? Are you going forward? Are you doing the things to continue to go ahead in life? Evaluate your growth. Don't be scared. Be truthful with yourself. Be honest with yourself. Evaluate your growth. And that's okay. I tell people all the time, I love to be real with myself. Not everybody want to be real with themselves. Some people just want to give themselves a pat on the back all the time. I'm not that kind of person. I want to know exactly where I'm at in life. The power of consistency. Last one. Strengthen your accountability. Look, man. Look, I'm going to be real with you. It's only really a few people, a small percentage in this world, that self-discipline is through the roof. Self-discipline is through the roof, and they really don't need much people to help them get to a certain place, right? Like, that's really a small percentage of people. Most of us, getting crazy with this mic, most of us, if we're being honest with ourselves, it's good to have some people around us. And really, everybody needs this person, because even if you have great self-discipline in certain aspects of life, you do not have self-discipline in every aspect of life. So all of us really needs this. We all need to strengthen our circle, the people around us, the people that we take advice from every single day. Now, check this out. I'm not saying that childhood friend that you came up with that ain't trying to go nowhere in life, I ain't saying you just have to cut them off. That's not what I'm saying. But what I am saying is you're going to have to get to a point in your life, and if you have kids, you understand this. You have to get to a point in your life where you have to put yourself around people who's going to make you grow, because you don't have time to be a kid no more. You don't have time to be a little kid no more. You have to grow up, because you're raising young ones now. You have to, you know what I'm saying, get them situated in life. And even if you don't have young ones, remember, you want to be able to predict where you are going. Are you going forward? Or do you find your place, or do you find yourself in a stagnant place because your circle is weak? The information you getting on an everyday basis is weak. The information that you got around you every day is weak, and it's not going where you want to go. And I know I hear somebody right now that's like, look, man, I'm not the most social person. I really don't keep people around me like that anyways. So what you gonna tell somebody like me? I say this all the time to people. Why it is no excuse. Read books. Like, man, if you can't get access to certain people through books, you can get access to certain people that allow your mind to continue to grow in knowledge and grow in growth. Like, read books. That's going to allow you to grow. That's going to allow you to think differently. Sometimes we're so stuck to the way we was raised that we can only think a certain way. We can only think a certain way. Even though I was growing up in the places that I grew up in, all I seen was dope boy this. The dope boy was the most successful person in my neighborhood. And I'd be a lie if I said I never wanted to be a dope boy. There was a time in my life where I wanted to be a dope boy because I was ambitious, and that was the most successful thing I seen around me. And then I started to open my eyes a little more. Then I started to see more things. I started to read and realize that this dope boy might be the most successful person in some people's eyes, but in reality, he can never truly live life the way he want to live life. That's not the life I want. I love my freedom. So I got to put the right things around me that allows me to continue to grow. And make sure you're putting the right things, the right people around you, the right books to allow you to continue to grow. The power of consistency is powerful. The small things that you do every single day is powerful. Never overlook that. You was meant to be great. You are unique in your own right. Never downplay that. Never downplay that. You are who you are. But every day you can get better. I don't care what you've been through. I don't care what you've seen. I'm not asking nobody to walk a mile in your shoes to understand you. But I am asking you to be the best that you can be. To be the best version of yourself. To be who God created you to be. Jesus didn't die for no reason. You are worthy. I need you to start acting like it. Start acting like you somebody. Stop giving yourself 50%. I need you to go all in on yourself. I need you to go all in on yourself and know that you was created and made to be great. And never let nobody ever tell you differently. Look, man, I'm thankful for y'all today, for y'all coming, checking out the podcast. We're going to keep it nice, short, and sweet. You know what I'm saying? We're going to get guests back in here, get my boy back on, man. We're going to continue to spice this thing up and make it good, man. I'm just trying to grow, man. I thank you for everybody that checked me out. If you're hearing this podcast right now, please, on whatever platform you listen to me on, leave a review. Tell me what you thought of the podcast. I love when people get at me on the podcast. Send me a DM. Wherever you follow me at, send me a DM. Let me know you listen. Ask me any questions. Get me, if you have anything for me, you might have some ideas that you would like to see in the podcast. Let me know. Don't be scared, man. I'm listening, man. I appreciate y'all support, man, for rocking with me, especially all my day ones, man. I love y'all for real. Appreciate you. Thank you for the support, man. And you already know who it is, man. It's your boy Lembo. This keep going the podcast, man. Keep going.
Yesterday is gone, so you only have the day. You wanna throw in the towel, you wanna low on your face. Seem like it's too much, you wanna walk away. But you gotta keep going, you gotta fight another day. You gotta keep on going. Can't stop here. You gotta keep on going. Try your tears. You gotta keep on going. You gotta keep going.